Metanomics had the privilege of providing live coverage of an event this month with Manpower's CEO, Jeffrey Jarris, Linden Lab founder and chairman, Philip Rosedale, and a number of other fascinating people whose names you probably don't recognize. But one line by Linda Applegate of Harvard Business School really resonated with me as I prepared for my show today. Linda says that at their school, they define entrepreneurship as the relentless pursuit of opportunity without regard to the resources currently controlled. This type of entrepreneurship is exactly what educators need to be doing right now. Call it edupreneurship. I actually didn't make that word up. But I would like to broaden the definition a little bit from Linda's. Let's do it this way. Edupreneurship is the relentless pursuit of opportunity without regard to the resources currently controlled by the educational institution, without regard to the technology currently available to educators or their students, and without regard to the technology educators and students are currently comfortable using. Now, in some ways, my point today is a response to discussions I had with one of my colleagues at Cornell, Margaret Corbett. Margaret is the director of SciCenter.org, a wing of Cornell, and has been doing fascinating work for about 15 years, supporting teachers and students in virtual environments. Last summer, in a series of meetings I had with folks at Cornell, just as I was getting seriously involved in virtual worlds, Margaret repeatedly emphasized the point that virtual world platforms, and in particular Second Life, are technologies out of the reach of many primary and secondary schools and are particularly inaccessible to the underprivileged. Now, I don't want to understate concerns about the digital divide. And naturally, it makes no sense to develop educational content and methods that most schools can't use. But we need edupreneurs who are going to figure out what these platforms will be good for under the assumption that the cost of technology will come down enough for virtual worlds to be as common in education as websites are today. We can't just think about the hardware. We need some wetware resources as well. This panel discussion today, which includes a technology administrator and a library media specialist, is decidedly lacking in one very important player, the teacher, the regular classroom teacher. This is exactly what I see happening also at Cornell and other universities around the world. Support staff and some administrators have been willing to take the plunge, but not so many faculty. Now, the more I think about this, the more sense it makes to me. The first job of the edupreneur is not to bring in the teachers. It's to pave the way so that the teachers will find it worthwhile to learn the new technology. The students, of course, are far more comfortable with virtual environments. They are, after all, what Adam Sarner, writing in Forbes magazine, has called Generation V, V for virtual. He may have overstated the case to sell a few more copies. I know I forwarded that article to a lot of colleagues. Especially at the college level, I don't think we need to be too concerned about the students' current level of comfort. Maggie and Kathy's students today are the Cornell undergraduates in 5 years, and Johnson School MBA students not long after that. If we're going to be educational entrepreneurs, edupreneurs, we need to be thinking about what we can do tomorrow, not what we can't do today. Let's not fight the last war or even the current one. Let's not make software for the last computer or even today's. Let's stop complaining about the limits of Second Life and the digital divide. Instead, let's try to figure out what we can do with the resources we don't have yet. Thank you very much for all of you appearing on and attending Metanomics today. The back chat was absolutely wonderful with more questions than I could possibly get to. So hopefully we'll continue this conversation as the weeks and months go by.